We're ready to set sail. Drivers behind the line. In 3, 2, 1, go.
Going into the autonomous period here. 66-20, going straight for the reef zone. Working with their alliance partner here, 63-33 Scavenger Robotics, to try and see if they can make her way through the reef zone. 66-20, having another piece of coral that they got from the processor, trying to bring it over to the reef zone, and it looks like it was just shy. Now coming into the teleoperated period. 1350 straight out of the gate, heading to the Red Alliance side. 94-43, removing some algae over from the reef zone. Meanwhile, their alliance partner, team 34-64 Sim City, placing a piece of coral up onto the reef zone. 66-20, heading to the coral processor, trying to see where they're going to place this piece of coral. 63-33, trying to see if they can place that piece of coral onto the reef zone. 97, hanging out right by the reef zone, having a good old time. 34-64, trying to see if they can place some coral up onto the reef zone. 13-54, hanging out right by the Red Alliance coral processor. 66-20, trying to see if they can place some coral onto the reef zone. 63-33, placing some coral onto the reef zone. Meanwhile, back over on the Blue Alliance side, team 34-64, having some coral in their possession, trying to see where they're going to place it. Looks like it's going in the high level, working with their alliance partner here, team 9443 Aluminum Panthers, also heading back over to the coral processor, trying to see if they can grab some coral. It looks like it slipped out of their mechanism. Back over to the Red Alliance team, 66-20, trying to see if they can also grab some coral. 63-33, hanging out right by the reef zone. 34-64, getting some coral up onto the high level of the reef zone. 25 seconds remaining. 13-50, hanging out right by the coral reef zone. That sound does mean there's 30 seconds left. 94-43, heading over to the barge. 13-50, heading over to the barge. 63-33, heading over to the barge, potentially seeing them climb the cage. 94-43, climbing up onto the cage. With 1 second remaining, it's going to be going to the Blue Alliance with the score of 101-34. And the Blue Alliance swimming away with 4 ranking points.